Back again, episode 2 of the Vince and Mike Coffee Experience. I am one half of said experience, Vince Mirabelli, here with my buddy, my compadre, my consigliere, Mike Martino. How you doing, Mikey?
Good. I am the other half of the coffee experience.
Yes, you are.
And for the people joining us on YouTube, I have my Red Fox, you big dummy t-shirt.
I'm certifiable.
Nice. Very good.
So,
I like that.
Yeah, there you go. So, Mike, what's up, man?
It has been a great week. I was looking forward to our weekly podcast. Just got last week's edited and up on to be published. So that'll go live either tomorrow, once you look at it, either tomorrow or Wednesday.
I got to look at it. I'm QA, man. I don't want to be the bottleneck in the process.
Well, I think we said everything's going to go out every Wednesday anyway. So
okay, anyways. All right, that's fine.
It's scheduled for Wednesday.
So we were scheduled to have a guest tonight, Mike, the godfather of Toronto podcasting, Todd Van Allen. But he didn't show up again. So
what is that? So how many times has he snubbed us? Has he snubbed us in every podcast?
Yeah, that's like 4 times. So
so he snubbed us at Business Innovation.
He did.
5 to 9.
He did.
And now here.
Yeah. So Todd,
not happy.
Todd,
not happy.
We're gonna have to talk, buddy. So it's just gonna be the two of us tonight, and that's okay. So we've got our 2 topics, our business topics. We've got our lighter topic, and then we've got a pretty interesting question of the week. So I'm gonna kick it off first, Mike, with the first topic that I threw out today. You ready?
Mm-hmm. You said it.
Yeah, the broken process of recruiting.
I could imagine everyone out there going, yes. It sucks.
It's so
bad.
So okay, I'm gonna let you say what you got to say before I get onto my soapbox. So recruiting.
Okay. So recruiting.
Go.
The first thing that drives me crazy is everyone is still caught up on sending in the cover letter and the resume like it's 1942. So we have LinkedIn that almost everyone is on. If you are a mover, like if you have a business profile, it's on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But no one looks at that. Everyone has their own login, upload, like it doesn't matter what company.
Like Taleo or all the banks have
or their own homemade one. So you got to do that, and then and then it's like, what's your name? I don't know. I got it from LinkedIn. So why can't I just press the button and says, come and look at my LinkedIn profile, because that's my resume.
Right.
And then I love the cover letter. Here, you have to write this in a cover letter, but I'm giving you my whole resume. So they haven't done anything to modernize that. So that's the first problem I have. Then,
I've actually not applied to things because they ask for a cover letter. I'm like, screw it.
You just like,
I don't want to work for you. I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time. You now introduced a barrier to me putting my name forward.
So
I'm not interested.
I'm actually going to give props to an actual government agency.
Okay.
Ontario Digital doesn't do that. They say, don't send the damn cover letter. They say, don't send a cover letter. Just send your resume. And why do you want to work for us? Like, not just about the money. Like, I'm here to help people. So I think I love that they are foregoing the cover letter thing. Anyway, so then we get to they have it up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like anybody looking is going to see it within the first couple of days.
Yeah.
And then you keep looking at it and it's like 1,000 views and you're like, that's not going to happen. So it's pretty much you're not going to get a call or something. So this is if you go through the regular process, because this is the process they've created.
Correct.
And then if you're lucky enough to then you have the quite awesome phone interview by the TAC,
Mm-hmm.
which gets you to the next gate. And then you finally get to go in and have a 1-hour interview with someone where they ask a bunch of questions.
Very static questions.
And then somehow that makes you the successful candidate. Like this 1 hour on this one day,
right?
Where they go, tell me about your career. Well, isn't that why you wanted the damn cover letter and my damn resume? Like, why is that even a question? So to me, that's everything that's broken. Like, I think you should actually go in there for like a whole day and walk with these people. Like, see how you are in meetings. Anyway,
have lunch.
We're just talking about the process. We're just talking about the process. So that is my issue with the process.
Right.
Even just to get to the interview, that whole nonsense.
So a lot of that covers off what I wanted to say.
Okay.
I'm going to add to it though, because I have had a couple encounters recently with the infamous recruiter, and I don't want to.
They reached out to you.
They reached out to me. I don't want to. I don't want to disparage recruiters, because there's a lot of good ones out there.
Okay.
There's a lot of folks. For a friend of the show, Jeaner.
Jeaner, yes.
Great recruiter. But I find that what's broken with what you just described is exacerbated by the recruiter who's not really interested in you. They're interested in having resumes that they can take forward and say, see, I did my work. I found you 10 people. Right. So, hey, Vince, I saw you fit the criteria for said, for you are in this position. Interested in looking and moving, please send a cover letter and resume. And if you don't want to do that, call me. Like,
so they must have found you on LinkedIn.
That's what bothers me. They found me on LinkedIn. That's
your resume is right there.
Exactly.
So send me your resume. You just looked at it to get to call me.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yes.
And I don't want a cover letter and a resume in two separate files. So can you combine them and PDF them and upload them?
Yeah.
Or why don't you just go to my LinkedIn profile, because that's how you found me in the first place.
Correct.
Don't like
Mike.
it.
I don't like it. So I think, being a process guy, you are very customer digital enabled, omni-channel. Like, there's a lot of damage that we could do to a recruiting process, because right now the way that it's happening in fairness, in most organizations, it sucks, and it's actually it's turning people off, which might be precluding the right candidate who might have applied if all they had to do was click apply. Like the button on LinkedIn, the easy apply. Love it. Love the easy apply. I don't have to do anything.
No one uses it. Everybody's like, click to go to our portal.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, like, great. So love the easy apply. And am I lazy? Maybe. But I'm also not in a position where I'm just looking to grab something. I have and we've talked about this ad nauseum. We have career paths. There's things that I'm looking for. Am I looking to go and be a process analyst? No, because I did that 5 years ago. And it's not that I'm too fancy. It's just that's a step backwards. And so, organizations, if you want to attract the best and brightest, and by and large contribute to your corporate culture, because it all ties together. If you can attract the best people, you're going to have the best culture. If you want to do that, make your recruiting process as seamless and as frictionless as possible. As you should do with most processes. But
we should have Jeaner on
to talk about
walk him through this process and go, A, why do you guys do it? And B, how does he do it different? Or first of all, I'd like to know, why do people do it? Like, just because they've always done it, or is there some sort of method to the madness? And then what does he actually do because he's one of the best. So I would like to know what his moves are. Like, if you find someone on LinkedIn, do you then go, can you send me a resume, even though you just read it? So we should have Gene, and maybe people are like, yeah, how do I get an edge on that? Or learn some stuff about this process that we're not happy about. Because if you were to do the applicant journey, it wouldn't be a good one.
No,
it would not be a good one.
And we've
talked to journey map that out.
Yeah, and that's to say nothing about probably the biggest pain point, and I think you touched on it, is the end to end from discovery to offer is like, in most organizations, a 2 to 3 month, if you're lucky, journey.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The people that are good, they're not waiting around for that.
It's not a very agile process.
It's not. It's not. It's not very lean. But anyways, all right. That was what's wrong with recruiting today.
Yes, it's also, if we're going to use customer as a broad term, is not very customer friendly.
No, because the applicant is your customer. You are trying to sell them something. The thing you're selling is you as a corporate culture, as an enterprise, as a place to be.
You're trying to sell your company, and this is not a very good first engagement.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is. All right. It's not.
All right. Anything else to add on recruiting?
No, I think we raked that one over the coals pretty good.
We sure did. All right. Question number 2 this evening. Why does change come so slowly? Ooh. That's a good one, eh? So again, I'm going to give you first.
I get to go first.
First shot, or you want me to take first shot? I'm good with that.
So first, I think people are scared.
Yes.
Because with change means they have to do something different.
Yes.
And so in doing something different, there's a set of people that just want to go to work and then can't wait for 5 o'clock or for Friday. And so they don't want to put any extra effort into what they do, and change would be extra effort.
Right.
So that's the first one. Then there's a set of people that maybe they're very dedicated and they work long hours, and this is the way they've always done things, and it seems to be working out for them. So they don't want to change from that because they're very comfortable, and maybe they're like the superstar in their group, and they don't want to have to think, because if there's change, they're not going to be as good as what they do as they are now. So they don't want to change.
Yes, it's a threat, which all comes back to fear, which is what you said at the top.
And then there's a set of people that are romantic about the way things used to be, the golden age of this company. And so they're romantic about whatever process or the way they used to do things before, which again, change is coming. Like, change is never going to, there's not going to be a time where change is as slow as it is now. Change is just going to become quicker and more rapid. But this is what the resistance to change is. That's what I think. Fear and being romantic.
Yep, it's a terrible topic because I totally agree. I think there's the as humans, which most of us are, we have this penchant for survival. We want to survive in life, professionally, and I think that's where professionally is where this one really kicks in, because as you said, I know what I do now. I know how to do my job.
Yep.
I can do it in my sleep. I don't need to think about it, which means that I'm not expending the same level of mental energy that, I would need to do something different. And so I just want to show up for work. I have the 3 things that I do every day, and I just want to do those 3 things.
Yep.
And heaven help you if you add a 4th thing to me, because I'm not going to like that. But your comment there, and maybe this is the episode title, change is never going to be as slow as it is today. Like, it's only going to get faster, and if you can't keep up, if you can't adapt to change, you're done. Like,
yes, super done.
You're done, Sanka. Like, you're finished. Cool Runnings. I gotta throw those pop culture references in there every time.
Yes.
So why does it come so slowly? I think that there is a defense mechanism built into companies via individuals that keep change to a pace that is less scary and less disruptive, and I think that's the thing that's preventing really, really great companies from doing great things. Formerly great companies from doing great things, and it's what puts formerly great companies out of business. Like, I read last week. So then there's sort of the other side of this, which is why. I don't know if you read that Kodak has a cryptocurrency now.
Kodak? No, I did not know that.
So I didn't even know Kodak was still around. Yeah. I thought they were gone.
Yeah, me too.
But they have they launched a cryptocurrency. I don't know for what. And it doubled their share price like in a day.
Really?
Probably the hype associated with crypto and whatnot and blockchain and all that stuff. So, cool. But when you think of Kodak, do you think of cryptocurrency?
No, I don't even think of them as forward thinking, because they actually built the digital camera and then pissed away that
didn't see the value.
Pissed away that opportunity.
Didn't see the value of it. Yeah, because they're like, oh no, nobody's gonna want to take digital images. They're gonna want to.
They're gonna want that crappy film that you don't
get film.
Yeah, that
gets exposed if you open the camera, and then they're gonna want to take that film to a professional developer and wait 4 weeks to have it, done and right. Imaged, and like, no, that those things don't happen. So, anyways, why does change come so slow? Because people are afraid, and it's at the individual level. So you could have, like, I would hazard to say, Michael, that within the work that we do, we are fairly adept at adopting and adapting to change. We expect it, but
I think we survive on it, because
right.
There's no way we could. I don't think we're the same people we were a year ago when we were doing our other podcast.
No.
And we can't be. If we want to be forward thinkers and leaders and change agents, we have to just keep moving forward. We can't be romantic about the things we used to do a year ago.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying about the rate of change. Not even like 4 years ago. Like, I bet you in 6 months we're gonna have to change the way we're doing things.
Yes.
And the way we act and what we're actually doing. So I can see that by summer, things are going to change again.
Right.
And that is just the way the world is.
Right. I actually read an interesting quote that was along the lines of, and I'll probably butcher it, but it was along the lines of, if you're not embarrassed by the person you were a year ago, then you're doing something wrong.
Right. Because if you're not embarrassed, it means you're the same person.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Right.
There's no way you should be the same person a year later.
Right. Yeah. I mean, thinking back on all of the stuff that I accomplished in 2017, like, it was a fantastic year. And if I do the things that I want to do this year, it's going to be even better. And that, like, it's just going to start spinning and snowballing. So just get ready for change, folks. It's coming.
Yes, and
It
it's not
is,
going away. Like,
and it's not going away.
there's not a time where like, okay, we did a bunch of change, so now we're gonna be good. No.
Yeah.
The day after a change is gonna be another change.
Right. Which
Like,
is why I enjoy the work that I do in continuous improvement. Like it's not a box to be ticked. It's not a, yep, I fixed this process, tick, I'm done. No. Then you work on something else. Then you work on something else. Then you work on something. Like it's iterative and it's cyclical, but it's never ending.
it's forever changing.
Forever changing because we will always change. So speed up change, people, with the change and the changing.
And don't fight it.
And
there's no use fighting it. Be like water. Go with it.
Yeah, I mean, sticking your head in the sand, it accomplishes nothing.
No. Well,
like, don't.
It'll accomplish that your company goes under. That's what it'll accomplish.
Oh, okay. Nothing positive.
Nothing positive.
It accomplishes nothing positive.
Thanks.
No. Thanks there, Mike.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Jeez. Jeez, man. All right. Cool. Topic 3. You ready?
Yes, I'm just making sure I have the... yeah, go ahead.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
What are you reading right now? And if you're not reading right now, what's the last book you read?
No, so I'm just about to finish Discipline Equals Freedom, the Field Manual by our friend Jocko Willenick.
Oh.
We both read the book Extreme Ownership.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Loved it. And there was this concept, I think we even talked it on our first podcast, the Business Innovation podcast.
Yes.
About the discipline equals freedom. So he's turned that one concept into an entire book.
That's very enterprising.
Good. And I'm going to distill that entire book to like one phrase or sentence.
Okay.
You have to do. I think there's like one page where he writes that like for the entire page.
You have to
I wish I could find it. You have to do.
Okay.
That's it. That is like the gist of his book. You have to do.
Which is sort of
stop thinking about it. I wish I could find it like on the fly. Like
it's sort of Gary V-ish, no?
It's super Gary. I mean, it's this.
It's a chicken and egg, like
concept.
Right? Yeah, whatever. But
it's the same concept.
So well, and there's some value there, right? Like if you're overthinking, if you're like I've been having an internal debate on something for a couple weeks now, which means I'm a couple weeks behind my 2018 objectives. I can't see that.
Right.
Okay, talk.
So this whole thing is called do. Don't just take notes.
Right.
Don't just study them. Don't just share them with friends. Don't just plan. Don't just mark your calendar. Just you have to do. So this whole page is about don't do this, and then it's like do. That's the whole book.
Interesting.
So to have freedom, you have to do. That's it. It's very very Gary V.
Yeah, so. But I mean,
in Jocko's special way.
So and I agree. Like, I think when we talked about it in the last iteration, it was like, well, you want to have the freedom to relax in the afternoon, then you've got to get up at 4 a.m. and do things that you don't want to do. You want to live to be 90, then you have to, work out every day, and you have to, whatever. Like,
you have to eat kale and shit like that.
You have to eat kale and nasty. Yeah. So, okay, cool.
So what about you?
I am pulling one of my classic moves where I've got a couple of books rolling at the same time. So depending on where I am and what I'm doing, I have a book handy. So I'm on the train and I'm going into the office. I am reading, dabbling into a little bit of fiction with American Gods, which was just about a year ago was turned into a show, I think on Amazon.
An Amazon original?
Yeah, but really interesting book. The concept is basically, what if all of these people that came from other parts of the world and migrated to America brought their gods with them, and they weren't just conceptual, spiritual, but they actually became people. And so the power, the youth, the influence of the god depended on how many people still worship them in today's day and age. And so you see, so it's building to this war between the old gods, like Odin and Thor and those guys, and the new gods of media and urban, like cities and just different.
Oh, very interesting.
It's very interesting. So I'm just getting to this. I got 150 pages. It's 750 pages. I got about 150 pages left, so I'm almost through. So that's
a commitment.
It is. So that one's if I'm on the train.
Okay.
On my nightstand, I have Ask Gary V, which I'm about 50% through. So just still hammering through that.
Okay.
And then in the family room, while Kid 1 and Kid 2 are playing, if I know that they're safe and I can pull out a book, then I am reading through the most recent Tim Ferriss book, The Tribe of Mentors.
How is that?
It's not bad. It's a really interesting concept, and one that I think I should totally steal. Which is, so he basically asked this question, like, what would a problem look like if it were easy? And he is not an authority on everything, and so he's got these questions that he asks on his podcast. And so what if he asked the most influential people in the world those set of questions to see what their responses would be?
Right.
I actually saw recently on LinkedIn someone who wrote, I read this book, I was inspired by it, so I'm gonna do it. And I thought, oh, cool, they're gonna come up with their own set of questions, and they're gonna ask people in their industry and in whatever.
I know where you're going with this. They're just going to straight up copy.
They straight up copied the 11 or so questions from Tim Ferriss's book.
And wait, they wrote that on LinkedIn? Because
they did.
It's not really allowed.
Well, I mean, the odds of Tim Ferriss finding out are very, very slim because
True.
Not a big following, but and not that following is everything. One is better than zero, but I thought, like, that's kind of lame that this guy.
You're not going to do any work. You're not going to do one piece of work to even change it.
Literally no work. He copied the questions verbatim.
Right.
And sent them out to people. And like,
right.
LinkedIn celebrities are replying. So I guess who's the idiot? But
right.
But it's given me a little bit of inspiration to do something similar, but I'm going to have it much more focused on my fields. And that you remember the episode that we recorded, still, I think I just published it, actually, the infamous pizza and process episode.
I didn't know you published that.
I don't remember if I have, but it's up there. I don't know if I published it, but I'm referring to the Vince solo podcast, The Process Innovation Experience, soon to be available on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and wherever your podcasts are downloaded. And so I thought, I liked the questions that I asked in that interview that I did with you and Carla T. And I thought that would be really interesting to get, people's perspectives that are part of the process improvement space. So I'm going to probably start working on that soon and getting those out, because I don't have any work to do.
Because we should get to that. and we should go somewhere else and do another one because that was fun.
It was fun. So you know what? If it's not published, I'm gonna take a look and I'm gonna publish it soon. But
I think you should. That was a good time.
it was, and the pizza was delicious, and yeah, it was fine. So I haven't done another one. I intended to do one a month. I haven't done it again just because I've been busy, but I've also been procrastinating. So shame on me. But
at least you're honest.
I'm very self-aware and very honest. So anyways, that's my long way of saying those are the three things that I'm reading right now. In addition to a book that someone gave me at the office and I haven't read yet, called,
which one's that?
Employees First, Customers Second.
Oh, that.
I've read like 10 pages and it's just I mean, it seems fine, but it's not groundbreaking. I've heard that same sentiment from Richard Branson, who's another one of my business heroes. But you know, he's not published by Harvard Business Review, so whatever.
I also have said book, so yes. I'm wondering if I should. I haven't even cracked. At least you've done 10 pages. I wonder if I should crack that open.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the basement and I was killing 10 minutes, so
I decided to crack it open.
That one's in my office. So when I don't want to do things that I should be doing, like publishing podcast episodes,
you're gonna read that book.
I read that book. So very good. But there you go. But I set I think a pretty reasonable goal for this year to read at least 10 books, and I think that's more than like one a month. It's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's nothing.
That'll be on there. Whatever. It's required reading at the office, as you know, Mike.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I better get on that then.
All right. That's it. 3 questions. Right. Now, the question of the week. Do you want to ask it or should I?
No, go ahead.
All right. Question of the week.
What's the question of the week?
Now, you laid an egg on last week's question of the week. Would you rather work for a douchebag or have a douchebag work for you? So this week's question of the week is, are you ready?
That wasn't the question of the week last week.
Yes, it was.
No, the question of the week was, it was when you talked about when you went to watch a movie by yourself.
Was that the question?
Yes. So
no, that was the
question.
That's right.
That's yes. Last week's question was, what's a stretch for you, or what's something that? And you said I went to watch Return of the Last Jedi on my own. So I believe that was the question.
I believe you're mistaken, Michael.
No,
that was. Well, you know what? We have proof. Anyways, let's stop arguing because nobody wants to hear us argue. So the question this week is, what would your intro music be?
Oh, what would my intro music be?
So it could be, you know, as you walk up to stage to give a talk.
Yep.
As you walk down to the ring for your MMA fight, like what would your intro music be?
It would be the same one as the great Ric Flair, 2001.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. That would be it.
All right.
Jeez. Come on. It's gold.
All right.
What would yours be?
So I've got 2, and one is more of a joke than it is serious. So I'll give you the 2. The one that I always say I would walk into is Europe, The Final Countdown.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That's just a legendary tune.
Right.
But I think I would go with, and this has been my theme as I have developed as a professional speaker, because it started under auspicious, like, who the hell do you think you are?
Right.
What? So the song is by a group called The Heavy. How You Like Me Now.
Oh, okay. So
whenever I hear anybody give any negativity on me or on anybody else,
like me
that's the song that plays in my head. How You Like Me Now, because like You were down on me before. How you like me now?
Isn't that Cool Mo D?
No, it's the heavy. Maybe I don't know.
The heavy. Cool Mo D.
No, but, it's the heavy. Okay. So good tune, but it's like, you know, it just gets me into that frame of you dumped on me, you didn't believe in me. Right. How you like me now.
Right.
So that would be my intro music.
Oh, hold on.
But yeah. Oh jeez.
I'm like, I won't bore you with it, but yes, that's what I would come into with smoke and stuff.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like if I'm walking up on stage to give a talk, I don't get smoke. Yeah. So maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not there yet though.
Maybe we should invest in a dry ice machine,
a portable smoke machine.
As you're walking up, I'll like blow it in your face as you're walking in.
To every meeting, and with Europe's The Final Countdown playing in the background. All right. Cool. Anything else? Anything else you want to add? And folks, if you are listening to this or watching this, let us know what your intro music would be.
Yes,
because we want to hear from you. And where's the best place they can give us said information, Michael?
You could put a picture of it or a Insta story and tag us on Instagram at _ Michael Martino. Or you could tweet at me at Michael Martino.
Yeah.
Or you can leave a comment on my website, michaelmartino.ca.
Yeah.
That's probably good. That's more than enough.
Let's do that. So folks, what's your intro music? Hit up Mike. Let him know. He's going to curate. And maybe we put out a greatest hits of
a compilation, as it were.
The Vince and Mike Coffee Experience. Like maybe a YouTube stream where you can watch, all of our intro musics from the 8 of us that listen. So including you and I. So all right, let's close it off then, Mike. Another episode in the can.
And it was great. I love the last one. That was a great question.
Thank you.
So until next week.
It took me a whole 10 minutes to think of our 4 questions today.
Awesome.
Just create.
So until next week.
Creativity.
Till next week. See you later.
See ya.